Hey guys, this is slightly different from all the other content I've done so far, but this is a podcast with me and my friend talking about commentary and commentary habits and tactics and stuff like that. If you find this interesting, please let me know. I'll try to do more of this, and enjoy. Alright.
Sure.
Uh,
Hello.
Hello everybody, and this is a mini podcast commentary. Oh god, this is terrible. Hello everybody. Not a good intro. Maybe you should skip the intro. I'll do an intro in the pre-recording or something, and then we'll see how it goes.
We're not sure what this is yet. We're gonna have a conversation about commentary strategies, and it's a commentary strategy guide.
A lot of these sort of probably apply to a lot of different games, but we'll be talking about them in the context of Skullgirls. Well, I think we'll have a lot to talk about. So we can talk about the first topic we have, which is.
So it's how to start a set of commentary.
So I guess when we're talking about how to start off a set, you sit down, you introduce the. I guess when you start a commentary block in of itself, you sort of sit down and talk about, hey everybody, welcome to XYZ part of bracket for XYZ game of XYZ tournament. And then you introduce yourself, you introduce your co-commentator, or you let them introduce themselves. And then you sort of talk about the general top 16 or top 8 or top 64 or whatever it is you're commentating.
I would say that the goal of commentary is to establish some sort of narrative about the tournament. So I would say why the event matters and why the particular part of the bracket you're commentating matters, and then anything that is unusual about the event or the part of the bracket that you've arrived at. So one thing that comes to mind is Combo Breaker last year at top 32. There were 2 solo peacocks in top 32. That's pretty interesting. I remember that right off the top of my head, and I would have mentioned that. Something like that. Here we are. We've arrived at this part of the tournament. As far as this part of the tournament, things to look forward to are these strange things that have happened in this event. Go from there.
Yeah, definitely. And you also kind of want to lead that into the first set that you would be commentating. Hey, this is the first set of top 16 we'll be doing. We'll have FDD CSJXK versus Sonic Fox or something. That would be the first set of top 16 winners side.
Oh, wow. Could be. I'm pretty lucky then. But I would say that everybody has the transition. Let's get right into it. And then you get right into it. As far as a specific matchup, it's about the narrative. So player styles and history. The matchup between characters that the players will be acting out, and questions about the particularities of the players or their strategies and things to look for during the match. So everybody knows that someone like Mr. Peck is going to run a zoning team, and then if you had somebody like Rebel Flaggers that is kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum, then there's an obvious question that has to be asked, which is, can Mr. Peck keep Rebel Flaggers out? And that will be what sort of determines the narrative of the match that's happening. It's going to be the main factor in determining who wins. Maybe it won't be, but then you have to highlight that it was completely contrary to expectations, because I think that's what's going on during a match and during when you are commentating the match.
Yeah, I mean, if we go back to our example of FDD versus Sonic Fox or something, right? We would talk about that FDD is a Valentine Eliza main playing one of the best teams in the game.
Yeah, so miraculously made it to top 16 on winner's side of a bracket that Sonic Fox is also in.
Yeah. You would mention that, FDD is a Valentine Eliza main and Sonic Fox is whatever Sonic Fox is playing at the time main. Probably Philly Fuku double, right?
If I got into top 16 and I was doing commentary at the same time, I would talk about how miraculous that it is that I've even made it that far with such a odd team, not having that kind of tournament history, and now playing against arguably the best Skullgirls player there is.
Yeah, but like you would mention, like Sonic Fox most known for their Fulia Fukua double team, and then but they're also a multi-character specialist, so they might choose to bring
Yeah.
out some other character or something.
There's a David versus Goliath story.
Yeah, that's also like a part of the narrative, like
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
well can FTD do against Sonic Fox or something. And also then once you sort of talk about that, you sort of delve into the player styles when you talk about like the overall narrative. It becomes also how the individual players might choose to go about playing the way that they want to. And Sonic Fox, like we know Sonic Fox is like a very heavy rush down, heavy RPS style player that like chooses to go really hard on pressure and stuff like that. Whereas FTD is like a person who tries to throw out a lot of nothing to try to disguise their intentions and make it really ambiguous as to what they might be trying to do or something.
Patience and trapping people into situations where they don't want to be, but I would assume that playing against Sonic Fox, they're just gonna try to maul me and not give me the space to play that way, and it would be a real story if I can get enough space to get the assist out and to make Sonic Fox block it so that I can go into actual offense.
Yeah. And I guess that all sort of sets up like a bunch of potential questions and things to look for. Like you would mention whether FTD can sort of set up their game plan and whether first of all, what Sonic Fox will choose to play, and second of all, how will that sort of impact FTD's game plan and what the game plan will be based on that.
Yeah. The second thing is like if there's like sort of like a win condition. I'm not sure that Sonic Fox has a team that has like a really specific win condition or mine, but there are plenty of teams that just sort of establish a win condition. If Beowulf gets a hit, like that's sort of the win condition for like a Beowulf team is just getting a hit. Or there's a lot of teams that succeed by trapping you in a corner or getting enough meter to execute a certain super or something like that. I think of like Marvel 3, right? Marvel 3 is a game that has a lot of separate win conditions, like Firebrand getting a hit, Phoenix Wright getting enough evidence, activating Astral Vision with Morrigan, getting 5 meter with Phoenix, getting a TAC Infinite going, stuff like that. Those are all win conditions that a team can establish, so you can mention those. Or you can mention the variety of strategies that a team may have like that.
If you wanted to summarize this, what is player 1's win condition? How will they set that up? What is player 2's win condition? How will they set that up?
And how will those come into conflict?
And that's like, because that's the narrative of the match, right? So
yeah,
that would be
well. Also outside of that, because there's rivalries and things of that.
Oh yeah. Like if there's player specific things that, like if I got top 16 winner side or something, that I would be representing Oceania and etc.
Yeah, regions that players are from, underdogs, clear favorites, things of that nature. All of those things come into play. And yeah, there's some players that keep low profiles, and that's interesting and valid. And you don't have to mention that about everybody, but it's all about keeping something interesting. But I think that we've touched on all the concepts here. We can move on to what to focus on during the match.
Okay, so that was part 1 of the podcast. There are more parts coming soon. Please be on the lookout. They will be released in the same schedule as all the other stuff that has been. If you like this stuff, please leave a like and subscribe and leave a comment and share the videos and all that. I'll see you guys around.